We're just started the new year here in 2025, and California already have to deal with one of its biggest fire, wildfire, the Palisade fire. This one is going down the way it's going. It probably is going to be in the top 5. It's been going for a week now. It's only 17% contained, and at this point, it burned through roughly 18,000 acres. And actually, there's 2 fires going on right now. The Palisade and the Eaton fire, both of them. The Palisade is more on the west and north of LA and right by the Pacific Ocean. And then the Eaton one is more on the east and north of the area. So you have these 2 huge fires going on, and they're burning combined about 40,000 acres of land. And we're looking at maybe about 17,000 structures or home that has already been burned. And at this point, the police and the firemen department, they don't know the cause yet. There's still investigation going on. It has caused a lot of hardship for a lot of people. And even though the fire, it started in the mountain, in the Santa Monica Mountain, and is spreading out into more of the city where Beverly Hills is, Hollywood Hills. And even though it is in the higher end luxury home there, but there are also a lot of homes that are just normal average Americans homes that have been burned to the ground. And it's really scary because I actually have a colleague, her dad home got burned and they were leaving and running from the fire in the middle of the night. I know of somebody, a doctor, and I was part of a 3-day health seminar program she was running online, and she had to evacuate it twice during that period. And when she was talking about, you can see the raw emotion, what these people are going through. And imagine when this fire started and it coming, like they did not have any time to even pack any belonging. It's really just get in the car and run for your life, essentially. And I think at that point, you really get a sense of what is truly important, right? Is your life, because your home, yes, it's your home, it's your safety, it's your haven, but at the same time, you can still rebuild any belonging, you can buy it again, but if you lose your life, that's it. But it's a lot of people has been displaced. Housing market is going to be going through quite a bit, especially in that area. You know, we're just starting the year and it's already probably potentially by the time it's done, it's probably going to be the most devastating and the biggest fire in California. And, you know, California is no stranger to wildfire or fire in general. Every year we have wildfire. Every year we have structure being burned down. However, this is probably one of the most devastating. And what it's going to affect right now too is that all of a sudden we have, you know, 17,000 homes that are completely off the market, like not usable anymore. And beyond that, like it's really exacerbated the rental market. And California has always had an inventory problem, and that's part of the reason why our home prices are so much higher than the rest of the country. We don't build as fast as everybody else. And part of it is we're surrounded by mountain. We don't have as much flat land to build on. And with this fire, not only are the homeowner, the people renting in this area are being displaced, they are now having to find a temporary place to stay, meaning renting whether Airbnb or renting a longer term, and, you know, getting their children back in school, trying to get their life back in order. It is a really incredibly stressful and tough time for them. And we're seeing actually the rent market price is like just increasing like crazy. And we see some of their Airbnb are doing price gouging or doubling in price. And actually right now that is illegal. So if you are a victim of price gouging or you're seeing somebody price gouging, you can report that to the authority. You know, it's just a horrible time to even be taking advantage of anybody. I mean, understandably, yes, inventory is less, naturally price is going to go up, but we shouldn't be doubling price or pushing the price to a premium where it makes no sense and just taking advantage of people's misfortune. If you are, let's say, if you are a buyer or a home seller that was on the market right around this, right when this fire is starting or currently going, or if you're outside the vicinity, I think like if possible, I would say put that on hold because there's so much going on right now. And with the fire not being contained yet, we don't know where it's going. What we do see is a lot of quite a bit of home that was listed is now getting taken off and being put on the rental market. And I think that's a good way of helping the evacuee. And in a way, it also helps you if you don't have to sell right away. I think that's a great option, just so that when things settle down, you can kind of figure out but of course, if you have to sell, then you just gotta go. And right now the market's probably a little bit more volatile because we don't know, 17,000 homes, that's a lot of people, whether they're going to be staying within the vicinity of the county of city of Los Angeles. Are they going to be moving away? Are they going to be moving, to a different area, out of state? So a lot is still up in the air. So I don't know. I think it's hard to predict, or anyone to really predict where the housing market is going to be in the short term. However, and on top of that, it does take time to rebuild these homes. It's easily 2 to 3 years. Typically to build a home from the ground up, let's say a custom build, take about two years. And you would have a lot of builder and construction company. They can definitely, they could do a little bit faster because that's the business they're in. However, they're being massive at the same time. So now we're looking at 17,000 homes. That's 17,000 built that need to happen in the future. And so that's very taxing to the CD department, even getting out there. But most of all, like even removing the debris is itself a whole project. Because we're probably looking at a lot of contamination in the air, contamination in the ground as well. And so that's going to be a process to rebuild. So if you're a homeowner affected by that, it is going to be a lot. And in the meantime, I think it's best to find temporary solutions. Maybe renting would be the best. So like, how is that going to affect the real estate market? I think in the short term, it's going to create a lot of volatility in the market because we're probably not right at this moment. I think a lot of things got off, but in the short term, where all these people are going to get a place to stay, the rental market is already up. I do see the housing market well. Once in the next, I would say 3 to 5 years, we'll see the area being rebuilt, and it's going to be rebuilt. And with the county now is zoning for higher density, we're probably going to we'll see more home on the market. We'll see more home being built. And that's also a good thing because imagine guys, California, we have a huge populations and not enough home. I'm an optimist, so I think that in the future when the home are being rebuilt is going to be rebuilt. Better energy efficient, better material or fire resistant. It's definitely like right now everything is hard and tough. But once it's done and everybody go through this process, when you get out on the other side, it will be. But in the future, I mean, not even, and right now, I would say in the past couple of years, as homeowner and home buyer, not only do we have to deal with high price, especially buyer mortgage interest rate, but we also have to deal with homeowner insurance. So how is this going to affect the homeowner insurance? I say we should expect a premium increase on everybody's costs, not just the one around these area that affected by the fire, because California are full of mountains. We have more mountain than we have flat land. And let's say here we are in the Bay Area and San Jose, we're surrounded by 2 range of mountains. Right? We have the Mount Hamilton, we have the Santa Cruz. Even in last year, we already see in homeowner insurance difficulty, a lot of that, like rate being increased, policy getting dropped. A lot of insurance companies left California. Only a few were willing to issue new policy or even continuing policy. And especially with investment property, a lot of homeowner or investor had a hard time with finding a replacement insurer. And if they do find a replacement insurer, they have to pay a premium. Insurance company are even more stringent with what they're willing to insure. So they sending out inspector on a regular basis to check on the home condition. And they don't check the interior, they check the exterior, they check the roof, they check for vegetation, overgrown, they check for a lot of things. And if anything doesn't look in tip-top shape, they will cancel the project. So I think with this fire, we're going to see an even more stringent standard from the insurance.